Fancy intro music, yeah! Woo!
Hey, are you sick of the Armada prices and the events being ridiculous? Comment down below if you are. That's what we're talking about today. These Armada SMS events that we've been getting for ROM. Now, I want to go ahead and put it out there. There's been some good things, and you're not going to see it now because we've already completed our weekend and Cosmic Cleanup is passed. However, if you remember, we just did a video about them updating Cosmic Cleanup, giving you a way to source rare Armada directives, which is fantastic. However, there's still a litany of issues when it comes to Armadas in the game, both as a lower level player and as a higher level player. And events like this weekend and these past 2 days make it more and more evident. And we need to talk about that and talk about ways to potentially fix it, because I think it's become such a pain point that even the improvement of Cosmic Cleanup doesn't feel like enough on the back of things like this event right here. Bam. Recruit ROM Armada Assault. Now, obviously, when we talk about recruiting an epic officer, they're going to want to make that process difficult. And I understand that. But I still stand by the paradigm that if it is an SMS event, it should be easily completable by anybody. If you want to make an event that is very spend heavy, then make a leaderboard event and focus in on that. And hey, there was a ROM SLB, and sadly, I did not qualify on this account. However, I will have ROM on my level 20 account, oddly enough, but not here. Sad day. Didn't even bother with trying on that one. But I do want to try the SMS. And I think anytime that we have an SMS, I want to try to push to have success there. It's very difficult because even if just this one event, and this is not the first time that we've run this metric, 75,000 points. Now, this is going to vary, based on who you are. And there are even some servers out there where we have to remind them that they can't even run Armadas yet. There's no ACC event. Shout out to server 81, brand new. We got you, buddy. Both myself and DJ brought that up to the overlords. That server 81, we got people wanting to get freaking ACC, and it's not even available. So we are now sitting here with this event going, okay, how are we able to complete this? Well, if you want to do the spin directives, you would have to run 4 rare Armadas. So 200 times 100, 20,000. So you have to do that 4 times to win. That's just to, run the Armadas and get them. Now, the theory in their theory crafting is that if you've got a 70, 80 person alliance, if enough people run them, then y'all can complete them together. That kind of goes back to one of the primary issues in the game that many of you complain about. Time spent in the game. The amount of time that I have to actually spend doing something, and I just don't want to. I don't want to spend all day doing that, because here's the thing. If we go for the defeat Armadas option, see defeating rares, 1,500, it's going to take you 50 of those. 50 Armada wins that are rares to complete that. Obviously, if you do some epics, that can help offset that, but currently there's no way to easily source epic directives. Now, we have to give them credit. They did add easily sourcing, easily being a relative term, rare directives. So not only do you have the uncommon chest that allows you to source them now, you now have the Cosmic Cleanup, so we've basically more than doubled our rare directive sourcing. Still not super happy, but we are happier. We're happier. And if you like that, look, be kind. Go ahead and like the video. Be honest about it and comment down below. But in the day, having to do an SMS, even if it's a 2-day SMS, and go through 75,000 points, so 50 rare Armadas, or launching 4, which would cost you 800 directives, is not easily attainable for the average player. This does not mean that the changes now can't help. I mean, we're talking about now in a month, there's currently a way to source about 2 Armadas per player. About. If you're going pure free to play and you're running uncommon Armadas to pull that chest every single day, and you're doing Cosmic Cleanup the 3 or 4 times a month that you'll get it during a battle pass. And I'm still a strong supporter that Cosmic Cleanup should run every Saturday, regardless of if we have a battle pass going or not. I think that would help as well. But right now we have those as our ways to source our rare directives. I think that with that in mind, we need to start basing some of these around that. And simple, if I can get 400-ish directives a month, And I know that's requiring you to pull your rare Armada or your uncommon Armada chest every day and do every cosmic cleanup. But if you can get about 400 rares a month, that's how much this SMS should cost if it runs every month, instead of 800. I think that it should be easily obtainable. Now, their counter argument is going to be that if you're in an alliance, everybody getting those. So if we had 2 rare direct or 2 rare armadas, sourced in a month, and you had 70, that's 140. Everybody be able to complete this. And I understand that logic, but it's not so cut and dry. And the organization need to make that happen. The time need to be spent, because remember, regular armadas, well, 15 minutes is a long time. And I'm not advocating for a start now button. I'm not, but it's not easy to do. And it requires a lot of eyeball time. And I still, like I said, I want to push that. Look, I appreciate the improved sourcing. And you look at the uncommon Armada pack, you do have the ability to get a chance of here. But the last 2 times I've pulled here, I've got none. There's even a chance to get none in the cosmic cleanup. So even getting 400 directives a month now with the new sourcing, still not a guarantee. And then we've also got the timer issue, because here, and I want to give a shout out to some of the higher level players. You see, we got an Armada running in Highland right now, but you look at the rares and the epics that come into deep space, the timers there need to be improved, or the number of Armadas that are available need to be improved. And this is an issue that even the newer servers can kind of face, because one, they are limited to low space, but then you've also got the recently merged servers that are very vibrant. I was talking to one of my players, or one of the players who contacts me pretty regularly, who I remember is on server 47. They just merged here recently, and they went from being able to easily run these events if they had the directives to not being able to run them at all, because they're not enough there. And I think that's another thing that has to be taken into consideration is, yes, they did improve the spawn timers for Armadas a few months ago. Kudos to that. We appreciate it. It's real. I'm not trying to take that away from you, Scopely. However, as a player, we simply need more, because we're using Armadas every month, and it's becoming more of a part of the game, which I think is good. We're focusing more on Armadas in our event months, but that means we have to give more of a chance to actually complete this without requiring people to be here all day, every day in the game. My phone, if it does one thing, it sends Armada notifications. Thank you for that. Doesn't send me when my base gets hit or anything, because the notification system seems to be broken again, but hey, I get them for Armadas. But that doesn't mean that everybody has time to constantly go in and run those. And if you're on my server, well, yesterday's PvP with Rev Deuce is, let's see if I can find it here in my logs. See, all this grinding. Okay, what I was going to say is, last night, PvP was me destroying players because Armadas have a PvP element, and we're at war with an alliance, and we destroyed, yeah, here it is. Shout out to Lord Porthos. It had to be done. Sorry, buddy. I don't know what that crew was that you were going to do an Armada with, but anyway, it had to be done. So that's an aspect that has to be taken into account as well if you're Scopely. And lowering these requirements, or, and this is the big one that they probably don't want to do, but we're going to say it anyway, adding uncommon directives as scoring. If you like that idea, join the Discord and tell me about it. I think at the end of the day, there's so many different ways to make this better while still giving it a grind aspect, because I understand that it's an epic officer that they value a lot. I don't think that ROM has a ton of value besides his one purpose, which, even though I'm excited about, I realize that not everybody in the game enjoys raiding as much as I do. In fact, mining officers, like the, concentrated Latin I'm mining right now, is more important than ROM. Sad to say, but it's the truth, and I wouldn't lie to you. So with that in mind, we need to find a way to continue to improve this. And I'm curious, more ideas from the community that we can do by, hey, simple. Right there. See, it's coming up. Pop up now. Bam. Comment section down below. You tell me some of your ideas and we can pass those along. I do want to reiterate, credit needs to be given for 2 things. 1, improving rare directive sourcing through cosmic cleanup. You got to give them credit for it. And 2, they did improve spawn timers on rares and epics months ago. But I think we're at a point now where we're noticing it, especially in deep space, we either need more or better timers. Whether you're a level 28 player or a 48 player, this is a sore spot in the game that needs to get a little bit of addressing. Maybe it's ranch. Ranch dressing. No? That was too terrible? Okay, well, y'all have been amazing. Thank you for watching this video. And I do want to get more of your thoughts and opinions out here. And hey, there's some cool stuff coming. So even though this is a negative video, we'll have another positive video very soon. Deuces, that's me. Live long and prosper. Stay safe with the Space Cowboys. We'll catch you on the next one. And don't mind the suit. I was doing mortgage and bank stuff again today. So I like to look nice sometimes. I very rarely leave the house. So every now and then we got to do it. Anyway, you don't need a reason. I just bye. Bye.
An even better outro than the intro. For the empire and glory to your house.